Hi, and welcome back to Pageants and Pythons. Today we're going to be making a rose and gold inlaid snake for decoration. So let's get started. You're going to need a 2-part epoxy resin, some color. I used a rose and then real rose petals. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to mix a couple of drops of our rose color in with our 2-part epoxy resin, just a little bit. I barely want to cover the bottom of this snake so that it just doesn't come out super clear and that rose kind of melds with the actual rose petals that are there. So we're going to put a very thin layer just kind of all the way through the bottom of the snake. You don't have to cover it all the way unless you'd like to. You can use as much or as little color as you want. All right, I think that's probably about enough. The next step is that we're going to put in our real rose petals. And this is a little bit tedious, but it's a lot of fun. Something you might not know about us is I started this channel with my daughter because her favorite animal is a snake. And we looked all over for pretty things and wall art and decorations that were snake inspired and really couldn't find anything. So our hopes is that we're going to make beautiful items to help people know how beautiful snakes can be and how elegant they can be. So we're going to spread these petals kind of evenly and just take your time, have a little bit of fun with it. Another reason we started this channel is my daughter recently got into pageants, and I don't know if anybody's ever done any of those, but they can be quite expensive. So we are hoping this platform allows us to raise some money for her pageants as well as for reptile conservation, as 10% of all of our proceeds go back to reptile conservation here in Northeast Florida. All right, so I think I've got almost all of those snakes patterns in there. These are kind of, rose petals can be used kind of as scales almost, but also just kind of as decoration. I'm going to speed this up a bit. Does anybody else in this group love snakes? I'd love to hear what your pets are. Next, we're going to use some of this gold flake. I'm going to stir it up really fast into my epoxy resin. And these are flakes you could get in bulk. I got these ones on TEMU, but I think you can pretty much get them anywhere. And just once you put them into that epoxy resin, it kind of tears up on its own, so you don't have to tear them up too much. And then you're going to spread it out all the way through that pattern. And I really love the way this comes out when you use those gold flakes in the epoxy. So I'm going to take my little popsicle stick here and kind of help feed it through to the end. Make sure it gets all the way through. They have silver flakes also that you can buy, so if you prefer silver, maybe try that. Epoxy resin is so much fun because you can try different colorants and different patterns and different mix-ins. Next, we're going to use a clear coat of just pure epoxy resin. I'm going to speed this one up so you don't have to wait on me to finish it, but just all the way through. And then just make sure there aren't any air bubbles and kind of push those little rose petals down in there. We're going to leave a very thin layer on the top of the mold so that we can come back in with another color. You could leave it just like this and put a clear coat, but I kind of want to put maybe a marbled pink effect on the top. But again, I'm pushing down all that stuff so that you don't have any hard or crispy edges coming out of the mold and that we have enough room to leave for the rest of our stuff. Okay, I didn't remember to film this, guys, so this was just using a white epoxy pigment paste and a drop of alcohol ink, and I just poured it on top. This is 24 hours later. This is my daughter. It's her favorite thing to do is unmold these. And let's take a look and see what you think. I already think I'm going to love it just by the way it looks through the mold, but let's see. All right. Unmolding is my favorite part. So let's pull it on out. So it's a fairly easy one to unmold. All right, everybody, what do you think? I think it is absolutely gorgeous. Let us know what you would like us to see in this snake next. I'm trying to experiment with some ideas. Like and subscribe and let us know what you think.